Alright everyone, so I just want to make a review video, a backtest video number 3 for week 11 I think, and yeah, just to have a look what has been possible this week. And I have yet to find some losses, so let's go. Maybe we can find a loss. So EU came up to this level, to be more precise, to this daily level and block. Here's the low technically. So we basically could have played it up into this. This is Monday, so it basically tapped into this auto block and flew. So that's what I saw. We then here had another auto block, and yeah, even on the low time frames you could have traded this into here, but overall we got that shift here already, so that was the new low. So you could have also waited then for this shift for price to move lower. So either way, yeah, some opportunities, some swings, some scalps. So that's a swing trade here, and yeah, I should have played the 30-minute. It's a little bit late here, so if you could have gotten in here, that's perfect, but that's no loss. Now what do we got here? So obviously it's bullish. We have a same auto block sitting here, so you basically could have done the same thing. So that is the Monday. Here you got a shift, and trade it at least up here and then to this auto block, and technically here we had a micro shift and so on. It's not very beautiful, but price came down lower. It's just moving already, so no loss in here as well. Now with gold, that was the crate anticipated trade. So that was a pain in the ass, this whole range here to the side, like a big ass range for a week basically. Then Monday came and price pushed lower, and it pushed into this. So on these time frames it's cool, it's beautiful, and you had multiple opportunities to play this. So here you got the shift. You could have gotten in here, put the stop loss below here or below down here. In either way, that's the first target, because remember, ranges often get taken out to both sides. It's accumulation, liquidity created, which is needed for the market. Here's the psychological level at 3,000, where we seem to be heading to, and that was the recent external liquidity point. And here, yeah, here we got a clear shift, and the price is just moving higher. And even here you had the imbalance, so opportunity to get in. So either way, it's a 1 to 2. Took, yeah, around this week, so nice trade. Same thing here for silver. Many people miss silver, but it's also great at times. And yeah, with silver we haven't reached the external target yet, which is where we're heading to. So more wins, and even here create opportunities, as you can see. So I don't see a loss here either. Only losses if you don't respect the rules, but according to the rules everything seems fine. Now for this week it's just dropping. I don't see any entries here. We've just dropped lower and taken out all of these important levels. Weren't able to break higher, so that's just an ongoing sell-off. Same thing here, it's just ongoing, no trade this week here, just ongoing. Here let's have a closer look, because yeah, GJ is kind of messy, to be honest, which is fine. The market can do whatever it wants. I'm still looking at these levels. We're just in the middle. However, so we've taken out this one. We've reacted here. We're still, you know, in this kind of range within a range. So yeah, that is what we are doing. Now, did we have something this week? Yeah, well, so we had a break here to the upside, didn't reach this external yet. So that was the daily level, and now this becomes the first target. And then what have we got? We got this imbalance sitting here. So price came down right into the imbalance, and then look at how it reacted. The wicks caused the damage, but tell a story too. So the wicks were always kind of protecting here, and then got the micro shift here, and here the real shift, leaving with speed, so leaving an imbalance, price comes back into this. So we had multiple opportunities to get into this trade basically, and that's the trade. And for here it's even a 1 to 2. Yeah, so I don't see a loss in here either, and yeah, basically took 2 to 3 days just for it to happen. Now here you get your important structural level. We came into the imbalance and got a shift. Price came down again, and that would have been a crazy trade like this. But even if you were late to the party, could have done something like this with the auto block, you know, put it below the wicks, and still a 1 to 2. So I don't see a loss here either. Plus we have reason to go there. So there's an imbalance sitting, just to give you an idea, you know, just to give you an idea. Now NU has created movements recently. Create movements. So we had this mitigation here, had this shift. Now what happened? So these are all connected and it's all efficient. So the real imbalance is here, as marked before. And then, yeah, we got one here. That one's already used. Got one here. So price came into this. It's a little bit messy, this price action, to be honest. So let's see. Well, here's a level. Nevertheless, there is an important level. Here we got the shift in the imbalance. Here another imbalance. Price comes into it. So another 1 to 2 would have worked. No loss so far. And yeah, tell me, like, where are the losses? Even here we got the mitigation, here we got the shift, important level. Look for the break here. So could have even traded this with lower risk, another great trade. So yeah, we're yet to see a loss here. Now obviously we've tapped into this imbalance, but we're still overall bearish. Why? Because we shifted here on the weekly and there's still space to go lower. And why? Because we've also mitigated this internal block, so it's very strong higher time frame pressure. But what happened this week? Well, here, so you can see how these imbalances get filled along the way. So there's this level, is kind of a rough mitigation, to be honest. Yeah, but here it makes more sense on the hourly because it was just mitigating this block and then rough price movements. So we've shifted here. I don't like this imbalance, but it is with this wick. I don't, yeah, I don't like it, but it's strong price action. So this one yet has to play out. So be careful and manage the trade once we get here. But nevertheless, there's bearish pressure and there was the imbalance. So yeah, that should be the target, another 1 to 2. So this technically could be a loss, but let's see. And here you should manage the trade, put it to break even or take profits. So yeah, that is what is happening. Now I've been following. So again, the dollar is moving great. That's good. So I've been following this price action here. Here it makes a little more sense. So what do we got? So we got this imbalance up here. So that's a reason for price to come to. So here we had a shift, here we had a shift, and that is the next one. And now let's just have a look at all the mitigations and everything. So here obviously we have this imbalance where price is heavily reacting to. Sometimes it can take a while. And then what happened? We had the clear shift here. Price never came lower. So even here could have placed stop loss below the wicks just to be safe and at the external, or just the shift. And here on the Tuesday, you know, there are multiple ways how you could have played this. So several trades in here. Now let's have a look at what is happening here. The Canadian is moving strangely because of the trade war going on that just started. So technically it's still in this uptrend. That was just the mitigation, and so technically it should still move higher, at least from my perspective here. So There we go. So there was the mitigation. Here obviously was the shift, and yeah, that was basically the Monday. We still got this one sitting here, so I would be a little bit cautious. Didn't reach this high yet, so that is the next target. Yeah, sometimes price moves strangely, but nevertheless, that was last week. But here is a shift and price still running. So yeah, here it looks efficient. So yeah, multiple opportunities. So even here, when price came to this auto clock, um, yeah, this is looking good. Another 1 to 2. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. It's just backtesting. Now, obviously, you will miss a lot of these trades. They're kind of swing trades, kind of intraday, but yeah, that's just what's happening. So here we had a clear shift to the upside. It doesn't look so we have this level and this, that was the range basically on Monday. So there's always something. There is a shift, stop loss below the wicks. Yeah, not a 1 to 2, but there you go. And there was no imbalance here. So that was just based on the shift on market structure. But anyways, yeah, as you can see, even with that, no loss yet. Yeah, I was watching this. Yeah, so watching these levels, we came into the imbalance, and then what happened? So here you had a micro shift. That is the real shift here. We still had this imbalance building up. Market is efficient, as you can see. So there could have been a first entry. That would be first target, or then this low. Or here you have the shift, and then you have two opportunities. It missed this one, but it came into the accumulation range that got taken out to both sides, as always. And here could have played it safe, included the wicks, and still got a 1 to 2. So yeah, that's perfect. And again, the 1 to 2 is all we're looking for. That's all you need. Just a patience game. Now again, like tell me how this is not working. Really, like tell me. It's the emotions that fuck it up, not the strategy. Here again, so we've got this imbalance, price comes in here, shifts, boom. That's it. That was the Monday. So here again, another trade, another 1 to 2. Like, where's the loss? Where's the loss here? There must be a loss with these rules, really. It is as if the market moves in a certain way. Alright. So here's an imbalance. Price just reacted to it. However, I don't like getting into these late trends, except with gold and indices. It's a little bit different there, but yeah, even with this, it works. I don't see, like, we don't have to find a trade on every pair, but I don't see a loss either. So, like, yeah, I don't, because, yeah. Yeah, again, we were watching this a long time. Um, yeah, that's just momentum. Oh yeah, so here, obviously, the imbalance, clear break, then we got this, and we also have a level like this, and then here we had a clear shift, and you could have even looked at the lower time frames. So probably around here, could have gotten in, you know, putting the stop loss below that last structural level. And there, that's still a good trade. It's still a good one. The 4-hour time frame was even clearer, but then again, it would just look random in here. But the hourly works. So yeah, that's a good ratio. Respecting the low here. There we go. It's all efficient, so it should be protected, right? Here we got an imbalance that got used, so it's all efficient. So I didn't even count all the wins this time because it's getting boring. Like, I don't mean it to sound arrogant, but see for yourself. I mean, yeah, it's pretty crazy what is happening here. So here market structure still works, got higher highs, it's moving, and here it did not come into this imbalance really, but it reacted to this inner level. Now here, what do we got here? Here we got the shift. Here we got an imbalance, so it's not always a 1 to 2. Here it just might be a 1 to 1, but still, I mean, look at this. This has the potential to go up now. It seems like it does. It just tapped into this imbalance, sorry. Yeah, I mean, you get the point, right? So, and why am I still doing all of this analysis? Well, first of all, because it gives me confidence, and you always need confidence. Everyone who's saying something else is an idiot, because you can never have enough, but not in a bad way, not being arrogant, but having more information and knowledge leads to more confidence and more calmness. So, yeah. So what do we got here? Yeah, price was just reacting. That's a little bit messy, to be honest. So we go on the low time frames and we see higher highs, all of this movement uptrend. Now we see a level here, and we see an imbalance sitting here. So price tapped into this. We got a shift here. It's always the same. Yeah, and that would just be ongoing. Here's an imbalance. So first point of trade management could be or should be here at this imbalance. So that's not a good ratio, but again, respect my rule, like never adjust the stop loss to your wishes, to your needs, and against structural points. That is not the way to go. So that could also be no trade but nevertheless, this could be liquidity. It's still developing, so should it break above here, great. Now, do you see how many opportunities there are just in a week? And even if you miss some, that's totally fine. Yeah, it's totally fine because there's always more. Yeah, it looks like we just tapped into this imbalance. Yes, we did. Now see, that is how the price works. Now we had this shift here. We have this level here. Just trying to make sense of the price action, and we have another imbalance here. You know, price comes into it and could have done something like this. Yeah, or waited for another low time frame shift here, which we got, and there you go, price just flies. Now it comes back to fill this imbalance, so that's something to keep an eye out. But yeah, you get the point. It's always the same thing. And trust me, it's even kind of getting boring at this point, but that's just the way it should be. Yeah. So what is going on here? So we've rejected here from the top. So obviously accumulation, both sides get taken out. Upside, yeah. So now selling pressure came in. So short term, this is obviously bearish. Then you got this low here. Yeah. So obviously in this downtrend here, just a big ass accumulation on this minor pair. Nothing I wanna trade, to be honest, but you could have even traded this one. So as you can see, you've got the imbalance, you got the break to the downside, you got a level here. So what do? You could go on the low time frames, and then even here, once we were in this imbalance, so here you got the micro shift, and then once we shifted here, we pushed lower, so I don't see a loss here either. That's crazy, isn't it? It's just about the patience. Now here, since we broke this full body, not the wick yet, it looks like we're going for the wick low because there's still liquidity sitting there. So what would we expect? Now that is a low, an important one. Now that is Monday this week. I don't want to trade against the trend, but it took out the external. Boom, there you go. It's just fascinating to me how this works still today to the T. Now we had this level here, obviously sitting with no imbalance here. So it's just that level. However, we got the shift here, got an imbalance sitting here right now. And yeah, so now it's just coming back for this low, it looks. So it's still ongoing. Yeah, not the clearest, not the most beautiful trade, but nevertheless, there it goes. And then always remember to go with the weekly. Here I don't see much, I don't see anything. Yeah, no. And you don't have to find one on every pair. Remember, because this is just nuts. It has to develop, and not every week, every pair has a swing trade. Yeah, scalps obviously all the time. You could focus on one pair, but yeah, not the swing trades. Now here it's interesting because we just took out this important low. And by the way, why did it react here? Well, guess what? Because we have an imbalance here. Yeah, so it was kind of clear that it came for the slow. So, but that is Monday, so yeah, nothing here on this one this week. That's a little bit crazy, crazy price action. You can see I've pulled these trades here. Why? Because yeah, because structure, that was just a structural external point. We had the shift, we had an imbalance, so it just made sense on a intraday swing perspective. Nice trades here, still no loss. And I mean, obviously this is all hindsight now, it's all back testing, it all looks good, blah blah blah. But I'm not doing this for you, I'm doing this for me, and I don't see any loss according to the rules. Like if you don't respect the rules, then it's something different. But yeah, then obviously it's your fault. But here I don't see anything, you know. So now let's have a look at what's going on here. Now same thing, structural external point. We didn't get there yet, indicating more selling pressure. But it is reacting here. It's kind of interesting price action here. We got this imbalance, price came into it. Now that is also the structural low. We did break on that structure. So let's have a closer look. Okay, this is tough price action. It doesn't make so much sense here yet. Okay. Yeah, it could be the broker feed, but it kind of missed it here. Let's check another feed. No, it just looks like this happened everywhere. Yeah. Alright, just nearly missed it. That's fine. Yeah, sometimes, especially with the minors, that's just the way it goes, just the way it happens. So here we got the micro shift, here's the real shift, and now it's just going lower. So I don't see a loss here either. It's just ongoing running. Could obviously be a loss, but it's still ongoing, filling this imbalance here. Now, what do we got here? Yeah, nearly missed this too. Canadian crazy price action. But that was due to Trump. Big as range, that one. So it technically could come lower from here and still fill these levels, you know, because overall we're just bearish on this one. But let's just have a look. Short term, we obviously are bullish here. So what happened this week? Not much. Weeks before, yeah, I could have gotten in a trade. So this looks like huge rejection. Yeah, price came into this imbalance. Okay, cool. Now, should we shift here? We would go lower indeed. Yeah, so let's see. That was Monday. So we've got these imbalances up here. Did not reach this one yet. So that was the high point we had to go. With here, we did not either. So that is price action here. Here we had the shift, had the imbalance. So here is actually another trade at the imbalance, putting the low here, respecting the wicks, and that is the 1 to 2. And here manage the trade. So that on Tuesday, another one. Yeah, yet to find a loss. I don't see one. Obviously, like only happens if you place stop loss too tight, if you're too greedy. But then again, what's the point? You gotta balance the win rate with the risk to reward ratio, and I would rather have a higher win rate because it's mentally easier. But then again, also don't get too greedy, you know. Yeah, this one's just flying. Has nothing, nothing this week, and yeah, no. Like here maybe. So we got this high. Yeah, so that was Monday. All right. So it came into this. All right, fine. Could have looked for a shift on the lower time frame. Here we got one. So the way I would have played this is like this and respect the whole low, and then target this, and then magically again it's nearly a 1 to 2. So there you go. Yeah, what does that tell you? That was the whole week. Now we've also got some other pairs, so let's have a look at Bitcoin. Still bearish, obviously, just tapped into this imbalance. A lot's going on. Alright, so obviously we're still bearish. That's the low. And right at that shift, what do we got? We got an imbalance. Now, price came into it, reacted magically, obviously. And so you got a clear shift here. You got a shift here. So right around here you got an imbalance. So right around here could have gotten in this, put the stop loss above here and target this. But if you didn't want to enter on that imbalance, just at the shift, price came back, do the same thing, a little bit worse ratio, and there you go. And now should it come back down all the way, that's another crazy trade. So yeah, here, to be honest, obviously the price action is a little bit rough, but then again, that is the micro shift, here's the real shift, and now it just pushes lower, at least to this target. So yet, show me a loss. Here's something developing. That was Monday. Yeah, I don't like to sell on all-time highs. kind of against this whole thing. But yeah, what does that tell you? That's the whole week.